Now I would like to welcome Arshad Parvez from Oracle Singapore. Hello, sir. You have 30 minutes. First 25 to 20 minutes for presenting your company and the last 5 to 10 minutes for the question answer session. So let's get introduced, sir. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Wasifa. Thanks everyone, and especially Aspire Tech, right, for giving me this opportunity to present as a guest speaker, right, and discuss about the Oracle technology, especially Oracle's portfolio in the database security, right. So yeah, with further ado, I just like as Disha said that I have only 20 minutes, and like last 10 minutes, I'm open to have a Q&A. Okay. So I think I am audible, Disha. You can hear me?
Yes, sir. Sir, you're absolutely.
You can see my screen. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So thank you, everyone. And I think I have seen a lot of people here, over 100, and I joined earlier, and I was hearing a nice, panel discussion about the data security, especially about the security, what is happening around the big buzz, like digital transformation. And as you know, right, my name is Arshad, who don't know me. I'm looking after, leading the technology and cloud platform business from Oracle. I'm based out of Singapore, but I'm looking the business for Bangladesh and the growth economics market, right? And again, like to thank you for inviting me to present. So as today's topic, that the big buzzword is digital transformation, and digital is all about data. And data is, I think, the number one actually concern for all the organization moving forward, right? Here's a safe harbor statement, right, from standard statement from Oracle that this is actually for information purposes, right? You can't use it as a commitment from any product and from Oracle side. Okay, so I think we have a good participant over here right now. So before moving into my presentation, what I like to do, I want to have a poll. Okay, a poll, right? So I think all of you are joining online. If you have your mobile phone, right, just on it, or you can go to Slido. This is okay. You can go to www.slido.com and put the 717-669. Right. This poll is all about that. What do you think is the most valuable asset in the world? Okay. So you can go to Slido, you can scan the QR code, right? And I think you can put your response. I'll give you 30 seconds. I want to see how people are thinking about what is considered the most valuable asset in the world. Still, you can vote in two ways. One, probably you can go to slido.com and put this number and you get a poll, you can put it, or you can scan the QR code, which is showing in the screen right now.
Dear audience, if you can look at the left of the screen, it is seen that we can see a number that is called to join at the slido.com. We can have a poll there and we can answer in the poll. Please have a look at the screen. Thank you.
So wherever you are streaming this video, right, over Facebook, I see, or over any other social channel or Zoom link, just scan, just give it trouble. Okay, I don't want to put a lot of trouble to you. Just scan the code, right, with your camera. If you have internet, just go and just say quick poll. Interesting. I'm seeing the data are coming. Probably I can give another 10 seconds. Okay, great. Yeah. So thanks everyone for this poll. And I see that a good number of people has actually voted for the poll. And I see that almost everyone, 91%, right, people have in favor that now I think the poll number is growing, right, in favor that data is the most valuable asset for in the world, right? Okay, so here it is. This is one of the articles published in The Economist, in fact, last year. And I think everybody has read this article. This become very famous. And they say that oil is no longer the most precious asset in the world. It become data. And all the big tech companies, including Oracle, right, are all data-driven company. So earlier, in fact, 5 years back also, we think that, I was working with some of the ITs companies, an IT organization. We find that they put, in asset category, they put hardware as their asset. But now the world has changing. Hardware is no longer the asset. Hardware is becoming a commodity, and data become the asset for all the organizations. So data is the holy grail, right? If data is money, right? If it is money to you, then it is also important for others, right? This is the IDC data, right? IDC is predicting that by 2025, the world has generated 175 zettabytes of data. It's a plethora of data. And this is the actually data points we get, right? In fact, in 2019, right, almost 1,885,000,000 data has stolen from the single organization. This is one of the financial organization in America. And of course, all over, right, almost 8 billion records have data have been breached. Okay, scary because as data is, precious asset, right? People are after your data. And this is the data point from EU, right? EU has fined almost in 2019 around 428 million for data breach of GDPR. And one of the big organization who has actually get a fine of 204 million. So it's not about data, right? That your data is hacked, you have a reputation issue, or your data lost. But there is also the compliance, right? And the regulators are actually putting a huge fine for data breaches. Now, as I said, that if data is money, if data is asset, right, to you, being you are a telco, your financial organization, right, if that is a money to you, then everybody wants your data because they also want to monetize your data. So if you ask the question, who wants your data? Everyone, right? It could be a rogue state, it could be a criminals, there are hacktivists also. There are people who are doing curiosity seeker, who are talented, right? Former employee, customer, your competitors. So everyone is after your data because data is more important. And of course, as a discussion is that this is a digital, a security summit. So digital is all about data, right? So your data is the asset for you, and this is an asset for everyone else also. So people are after your data. So this is a very scary picture. In fact, there are a lot of attacking tools. Hackers are there who are actually after your data, and there are a lot of way people try to access, manipulate, steal your data. It can be have a stolen credential. It can be go through a phishing. I think the earlier panelist was discussing. People are doing SQL injection. People are using the script attack. There are long case of app exploits, right? There are systems which are unpatched and right, and actually attackers are using these vulnerabilities to access to your system, right? And interesting part is some of the tools, if you are in the summit, and I hope that other speakers have already discussed about this, that these tools or hackers are also hacked, right? So hackers are also hacked, and this hacked when they hacked it, this some of the scripts, some of the applications are found in the in the open market. So in fact, the democratization of hackings are happening. So scripts are available to so many people, and they are going after it. So it's no longer a top people. Some of the scripts, some of those applications are available, very automated, and any not too technical people, not too expert hacker can hack into any of the systems. So this is a very scary picture. Okay. Now, when we talk about the hacking and defending, so is a asymmetric warfare. This is not even, right? Because if you look into the side that challenges are very big. Now people are after all the infrastructure, challengers, right? And sorry, just a second. Sorry, I'm in a little noisy place. I excuse for that, right? So there are a lot of hackers, but a few people are there to defend. And you have to defend every time. The hackers try 10 times, but if they get into access one time, that is enough for them. But as a defender, as an organization, we have to defend every time, right? If it's a 100-time attack is going to happen, we have to protect it 100 times, right? But for hackers, one time is enough for them, right? To hack your system, to hack your data. So that's why this is the asymmetric warfare. This is not even warfare, right? A lot of people against few people. Again, a lot of attacks are going there, and they need only one success where we have to be 100% accurate to protect ourselves. So it's not an easy game. But of course, I think in last one day, 24 hours, right? You've heard from a lot of experts how you can implement some of the security policies in your organization. What are the best practices you can follow, right? What are the standards you have to maintain? So I think those things are there. But one of the important things that you need to understand that hackers are after our data. So this is another data point. We have find that what is happening in 2019. This is the latest data point I have, right? That the number of record exposes is up by almost 300% year on year, and it's growing, right? And in fact, last couple of years, we are seeing a big trend, uptrend, right, of data breach, right? This also information that more than 20 reported breach per day on average, right? So we need to be really very focused on, right, how we can protect our precious data. Now, in Oracle, we are the custodian of the biggest data in the world, right? So we are the leader in database technology. And almost all the big organizations, be it government, be it telco, be it banks, financial institute, retail, manufacturing, trust us. And they trust our database because we are one of the database who provide end-to-end data security for our customer. So security is built. We see the security as not an outside in view. We see the security as an inside out view, right? So our security in our database is inbuilt. You start from controlling the access of the data, right? Enforcing the privileges. If you have the right privilege, you can access the data. Control the condition, right, under which data can be accessed. So this is how we control the data access. Not only controlling, you have to monitor the data, that and detect real time that policy is violating in the database or not. And of course, the important part is the encryption of the data. So you can encrypt your data. So even the data is compromised, nobody has access, nobody can decode your data. Okay. So security, if you think that we have data and we have our users and we ensure the access of the data, how we are going to access, our database can detect if any vulnerability is happening into the system, any policies are violating, and we can prevent inappropriate or out of policy access of data. So these are the mechanism basically in build our system. So not only preventive, but Oracle ensure that you have a proactive method. So it's not like that if data is breached, like some of the systems are there, my data has been breached, and then I do an audit, I find out, okay, what happened. But the issue is that my data is already breached. So Oracle think that, okay, we start from the proactive access, that if somebody don't have the right access, you cannot have the data. You cannot access the data. Or even if you don't have the right credential to access the data, if you try to access, system will protect you, okay, so that the data is not going to loss, right? So it's a both proactive and predictive of kind of scenario where we can protect the data. Okay, so Oracle is database company. People say, we say we are one of the biggest enterprise company. We are a data company, and of course, Oracle is moving into cloud. So Oracle is now a cloud company. We are the only cloud vendor who have end-to-end cloud offerings. We start from infrastructure as a cloud, platform, and as well as SaaS, right? We have our own ERP. So our cloud database are also ready, right? We have, apart from our on-prem database, right, where we have a data encryption, we have incorporate all this technology in our cloud database. We have autonomous Oracle database, we have Oracle database cloud services, and database which is actually in our third party, you can RDS kind of thing. So if you look from our database perspective, this is not only we provide encryption, but we provide beyond encryption. We provide key management, key control, key auditing, plus access control, plus auditing and altering alerting mechanism, plus data masking and data subnetting. So everything is incorporated in our database. So we build on the technology called Zero Trust. I think a lot of our guests and experts have discussed about things. So we also incorporate the Zero Trust of access control, manager's key, encryption, audit, data mask, everything is built in our database, right? So I want to just put a summary in that our data actually defense is built in depth, right? It's not only like that you have your precious metal or you have gold in your house or you only lock your door. You have to ensure that it is in a vault. It is, your windows are closed. So it's not a one thing that protect the data. You have to put a layer of protection to ensure that your data is protected. And Oracle is an organization. In our database, we ensure that these data are protected and right policies, right technologies are adopted.
Sir, sincere apologies.
Yeah.
You have to wrap up within 3 minutes.
Yeah. So this is my last slide. So if you go into the Oracle database, you find all this technology, advanced security, key vault, everything is there. Okay. So that's from my side. Thank you. This is my QR code. If you want to add me in LinkedIn, you can reach out to me. All right. We have a lot of team here out in Bangladesh, right? We have account managers, we have technical people. We have opened an office, Oracle Bangladesh, right? So there's a lot of investment from Oracle side happening in this market, in fact, right? So reach out to me, my team, anytime for any queries about Oracle, Oracle technology, Oracle data security. So thank you.